In this video, we're gonna talk about Coffins Corner. Then what is Coffins Corner? Coffins Corner is a region where a subsonic fixed-wing aircraft stall speed is near to the critical Mach number of the aircraft at a given gross weight and G-force. This region is very deadly, which is the Coffins Corner. It is very difficult to maintain an aircraft in a steady level flight in this region. This is because if you get too slow, you will stall the jet at high altitude, and if you get too fast, you will cross the critical Mach number and back again. Because of the stall buffet, you will stall the aircraft. Now, both the ways it is very dangerous. So why does this happen? At what altitude does this happen? To answer this all the questions, we're gonna understand it in more detail. What is Coffins Corner? To understand what is Coffins Corner, we need to understand in three different parts. The firstly, what is stall? The secondly, what is low speed stall, and how does this stall speed increases with increasing altitude, and what is high speed buffet. Starting with what is stall. Stall is potentially hazardous maneuver involving loss of height and loss of control. Stall is caused because of the airflow separation over the wings. So that was all about stall. Now what happens to the stall speed with an increasing altitude, and why does the stall speed increases with an increasing altitude? At higher altitudes, the air density is lower than the sea level. Because of the progressively reduction in the air density, as the aircraft altitude increases, the true airspeed progressively is greater than the indicated airspeed of the aircraft. This is because the same amount of lift to generate at higher altitude, because of the lower density, the aircraft has to travel faster, which is the aircraft true airspeed. Therefore, the true airspeed at which the aircraft stall increases with an increasing altitude. Thirdly, then, what is high speed stall or the high speed buffet then? At a given true airspeed divided by the speed of sound gives Mach number, and a Mach number of 1.0 indicates the airspeed equal to the speed of sound. Now the true airspeed for the given Mach number is decreasing with the increasing altitude. That's because the speed of sound slows as the air becomes cooler, and the temperature generally decreases with an increasing altitude, though the speed of sound also decreases with an increasing altitude. Therefore, the true airspeed for the given Mach number also decreases with an increasing altitude. Speed of sound at mean sea level in ISA condition is approximately 660 knots, and as the altitude increases, this value decreases. So now let us understand what is high speed stall or the high speed buffet, and how does this reduction in the speed of sound leads to high speed stall. As the air flows over the wing, it accelerates. At some point ahead of the wing, the air may be subsonic, but it would accelerate to the speed of sound as the air flows over the wing surface. Once this happens, a shock wave is formed, creating a separation of an airflow over the wing surface, causing the aircraft to stall, known as high speed buffet or high speed stall. Now let's understand what is Coffins Corner then. We know that as aircraft altitude increases, two things happen. The first, the stall speed of an aircraft increases with an increasing altitude, and the second, the speed of sound decreases with an increasing altitude. So Coffins Corner is a region where the slow speed stall and the high speed stall occurs at the same speed or has very little margin between these two speeds. This occurs at the aircraft maximum altitude, and maximum altitude of an aircraft is lower than the maximum certified altitude by the manufacturer. As the aeroplane reaches the Coffins Corner, the margin between the low speed stall and the high speed stall becomes smaller and smaller. So this was the explanation on Coffins Corner. While Wright Aviation is also taking online lectures for the CPL, ATPL and airline preparation. So if you want to join us and know more about our virtual classes, do contact us and get an experience of best virtual online classes. And while if you want us to make any such videos related to the aviation topic, do let us know in the comment section. This is Captain Siddharth on the behalf of Wright Aviation.